say, I love my Green Bay Packers.
Bears, I don't know if anybody knows, but the Bears beat the Packers on Sunday.
Oh,
Bears
there.
Bears fans in general very excited, as if they had won the Super Bowl.
That is their Super Bowl. I get it.
I understand that. I'm excited when my team beats the Bears. Actually, right now, not so much. I would like it to be more of a rivalry. That's the first time. There are children who are in school who this is the first time they've seen that happen.
Yeah.
It would be nice if the rivalry was a rivalry. And I'm not, so every time we talk about it, and I don't like the phrase butthurt, but Bears fans get butthurt. They think I'm talking smack about their team. And I'm not. I'm having an honest, actual conversation. I've looked for a Bear fan to be on the show who's capable of that, who isn't just, but I understand. You've been beaten for so long, Dan, that it's emotionally scarring.
Well, you say things like you're not butthurt, but when you say it, you're smiling.
Yeah.
You're
No,
smiling.
I don't like the phrase butthurt, but yeah, Bears fans are butthurt. We can't have
the smile. The smile is large.
But we can't have an honest conversation because they act like I'm throwing shade. I'm not. I'm just talking about actual facts. The Bears suck. They've sucked for decades. It's a culture of suck.
Right.
You're
right.
So if I want to talk about it and say that, like if a Bear fan says it's honest, but if I say it, it's, we're talking smack. No, and I would like it to be a little more interesting. I like my team winning, but but to get that excited about a last game of the season, the Packers don't really care about game, and barely beating them, but winning. Yes, they beat the Packers with the Packers leaving their main quarterback on the sidelines, who was warming up and ready to come back in. Their star running back didn't play the second half. If Josh Jacobs is back in that game, the Bears lose by 21 points. They were in the lead with minus 4 yards. If that's not blind squirrel getting lucky and finding a nut, I don't know what is. They didn't win that game. They had a better score at the end. They lost, and everybody's like, everybody's like, the Packers got the Packers had 100 more yards than the Bears. You know, yes, the Packers lost in a game. I really don't care that they lost. I'm glad we're going to Philadelphia.
I cared. I was there. It was cold.
Yeah, no, I get that. It sucked to be at as a Packers fan. But I wanted to let them.
Bears in general, if you're a Bears fan, you really do care about these games. I remember when they got Jay Cutler, and they were so happy to trounce him out to play against the Packers. And then he threw like 2 interceptions and lost the game.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to Aaron Rodgers screaming, "I own you."
Yeah.
And the rivalry, every time the Bears introduce a new head coach, a new president, a new GM, they always start every press conference going, "We're going to win back the North, and we're going to beat the Packers."
That's what I said this time is we're going to win the North and not give it back. He said we're going to win the North and not give it back. Really? That's how you win the North? Right. Admittedly, they're like 4 plays away from being in the hunt for a playoff spot. You know, there was a bad, unlucky, uncanny, bad luck season, but
it's not bad luck. It's how they're ran.
But you can't be a good team replacing your coach every 2 years. You can't.
Agreed.
You can't.
Agreed.
You pick a lane and stay in it.
Now.
Yeah.
It's clear now that the ownerships are just 2 different leagues. Green Bay, the ownership, the general manager, everything from the top to bottom. It's just so much.
Yeah, I hired those people. The
pasture really is greener in Green Bay than it is in Chicago.
Do you understand? Do you understand that Packers ownership is a real thing? Bears fans will be like, "Oh, where's your dividend?"
I understand it. We understand it, and we know that every time we get somebody from Green Bay, like we get a player, we get a coach, we realize that the Packers are done with them, so therefore they're probably not worth us taking. And we know that if a player goes to Green Bay, we realize that we should not have let that.
Julius Peppers left Chicago and went to Green Bay and he was good in Chicago, but Robbie Gold didn't go to Green Bay, but Robbie Gold went to San Fran and didn't miss a field goal. The first season this year and the bad luck they had. And if you wrote a movie with double doink in it or the block field, the producers would hand the script back to you and go, "No, it's too unbelievable. Nobody's that unlucky." You know? So
It's true. And being in Chicago and being somebody like myself who's in the media, who is around the team, who knows players on the team, who talks to past players like I do, you feel it from everybody. Even the guys that used to play the game can't sleep at night because of the way things are. And everybody knows that this period of the offseason for the Bears are always the top story.
Yeah.
So even though the playoffs are about to happen, even though the Packers are going to go into the playoffs, and by the way, not that I really care.
Here it comes. One and done. He's going to say one and done. Go Eagles.
Well, what the Eagles are doing right now, and the fact that Jalen Hurts is
back.
He's hurt, but also Jordan Love is hurt, and it means more for Jordan Love to be hurt than it would be for Jalen Hurts because of what that defense is in Philly and how good Saquon Barkley is. They could just go pattern.
Malik Willis. I'll take Malik Willis almost as much as Jordan Love. The Packers are going to win. Packers are going to make it to the NFC Championship game. Packers will probably make it to the Super Bowl and probably lose to Buffalo or Kansas City or whatever. But
listen,
Dan,
whatever whiskey you're drinking right now, just give me a double. I'll be right down there.
So
Dan, they're going to win it to the Super Bowl. That I am impressed.
I've been saying it all season. Packers are winning the Super Bowl. Dan Levy has he's been on the air around Chicagoland for a long time and has what is your podcast? It's like Barguments, right, or whatever.
That's exactly what it is. It's Barguments. Yeah. We argue about everything and anything.
Yeah, so it's called Barguments. Dan sent me a message Monday when we were talking about the game on Sunday. He's like, I'll represent the Bears, but I didn't hear from him. We need a Bears representative. We need a Bears representative. So next season, or even in the off, because they love to talk smack in the off season and talk about how they're going to win the North. And whenever the new,
listen. After this weekend's game, I will be glad to come back on and talk Packers.
You think Monday is the day I get my comeuppance? All right, Monday.
See, and I'm worried about this weekend. I'm not eating crow. I'm not saying anything. I think it's going to be a close game again because we lost to them this season already, but I don't think we're winning this game either, Tom. I'm sorry.
Leah's the kind of person that I don't want to talk trash to. She doesn't want to say anything.
But I would.
Tom, I am licking my chops.
I don't start smack talk. I, in general, don't start smack talk. Anytime I talk about the Bears Packers, it sounds like smack talk because the Bears suck so much. Seriously, but they do. I'm not talking smack here.
There's those elevator words I was called about.
I'm not talking smack here. Do they, Dan? Do they
elevator words?
Do they suck? Do they?
That's a trigger.
Do they?
That's a trigger.
Do they suck?
No, you're right. They are bad right now. It is not that.
Case dismissed.
Smile about, but we did beat the Packers.
All right.
And that just feels good. And I know, even though you say it doesn't matter, it matters to you. You felt that.
Congratulations, Bears, on winning the Queen of the Dipshes award. The Ditka Trophy.
You felt it.
All right.
You went to bed feeling it.
All right. Go Eagles, and then next week I guess you get another NFC team. Do you go out and buy jerseys for all these teams being a different? You should thank Packer fans in that the playoffs roll around and you've got somebody to root for. It's somebody different every week, every year, but you got somebody different. Anyway.
No. I get somebody. I have a villain to root against every season, and that's why I'm glad the Packers are where they are.
All right. Monday, same time, and you can give me my I told you so, okay?
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Talk to you then.
You can find Dan on Barguments. The podcast is available on all the main podcast places, or you want to do a website, or what do you want to say?
It's Barguments. Anywhere you get the platform, anywhere you get a podcast, download Barguments. And we got a cool Facebook group called Barguments, and people throwing all kinds of cool arguments there as well. So, hey, you remember it better than I do, my man. You remember it too.
Because I had to put up with those guys.
We don't remember half the roster of any Packers that won a championship, but you know every 85 Bears.
85. Where's Richard Dent today, right? 85. One of the nicest people I ever met
was Michael Jordan right now.
Is Mongo. I love that guy. Steve McMichael. We're pulling for him. All right, thanks, Dan.
Later, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Find Barguments. We needed a Bear fan, and he's a professional Bear guy, so we appreciate Dan Levy for being on. I always want both sides to be able to be represented. I'm not talking smack. I'm literally talking about what's actually going on with that team.
Yeah.
You can't be successful changing your coach every 2 years.
No.
You got to suck for half a decade, and you got to just knuckle through it and build something around a system and go with that system. You can't keep changing the main thing you do. It'd be like us getting all new music every 2 years, you know?
Yeah.
Or all new equipment, and just, I can barely run what we have. 7:19.
Snowy today with a high of 27.
We're going to fail. I just compared this show to the Bears. Coming up, what do I have for? Oh, Sunshine State update. We'll go to Florida. Coming up next for the Sunshine State update.
This is a less classy version of Bonnie and Clyde.
All right.
The Bonnie and Clyde of Florida.
Yeah. Trixie and Travis. That is coming up next. What are you doing tonight? 501 Club Party with Miller Lite. We get the weekend rolling. The legendary Brat Stop, I-94 and Highway 50. $3 bottles of Miller Lite and Coors Light on special. We've got swag. We've got concert tickets. And we get the weekend in gear at the place where it all began. Our old stomping grounds, the legendary Brat Stop, I-94 and Highway 50 in Kenosha. 501 Club Party this afternoon. We'll see you there with Miller Lite and Will Rock. 85.